Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Network. We on top of our game. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Yeah.
All right, what's up? Welcome to Easy Money and Sports Betting Show. Tuesday, April 26, 2022. Good to be back. Went around last week, ill in the hospital for a little bit, but we're good now. We'll talk NBA playoffs, talk about tonight's games, who I think will win this game, give out my picks for them, and then we'll jump into some Major League Baseball, go through today's slate of games. Before the NBA, though, before we do that, don't forget, if you go to the ASAP Sports Network, go on their YouTube, Facebook, make sure you like and follow it, hit the subscribe button. Same thing with the Gonzo Sportsman pages. Please go hit the like, subscribe, follow buttons for both networks. We greatly appreciate it. Like always, appreciate ASAP letting us be on this network. All right, we'll start with the first game tonight in the NBA. We have the Atlanta Hawks versus Miami Heat. The Heat are 7-point favorites this game at home. They're minus 290 on the money line. The Atlanta Hawks are plus 235 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 217. The Heat have a 3-1 lead in this series, and they looked dominant last game. The Hawks lost game 4 to the Heat, 110-86. Trae Young only had 9 points in that game. They only had 2 starters in double digits in game 4 for the Hawks. They've been struggling offensively against this Heat defense. But Atlanta against the spread. Well, straight up against the spread, Atlanta's 10-5 their last 15 games. But like I said, they're struggling against the Heat defense. Miami Heat has one of the better defenses in the NBA. I think Boston Celtics defense is a little bit better, but the Heat defense is definitely good. The Heat also have real good depth. I think the Heat are going to close this series out tonight. 7 points, I think, may be too many points. I heard the Heat just beat them 110-86. I look for the Hawks to put up a better fight in this game. So I'm actually going to go with the Hawks at the +7. I think Miami Heat win this game and close the series out tonight. I think they're going to win by 2 to 3 points. I think 7 points is just too many. So I like the Hawks at the +7, and I like the under the 217 because I think it's going to be a low scoring game just because of the Heat's defense. The Heat sometimes they get guys on fire, but sometimes they're off struggle. I think the Heat close out the series. But like I said, I like the Atlanta Hawks +7 cover the spread. And I like the under 217 under 217. Then we have the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies are 6-point favorites at home. They're minus 260 on the money line. The Timberwolves are plus 215 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 231 and a half. This series is tied 2-2. Timberwolves have held on to win game four, 119 to 118. Anthony Towns showed up that game, had 33 points. Like the game before, I think he had like 9 points on. He took like 8 shots the whole game. He said for Minnesota to have a chance, he's going to have to be aggressive. The Timberwolves are averaging 110 points per game in the playoffs. They're 2-5 ATS for the last 7 games. They're 6-7 ATS the last 23 games versus the Memphis Grizzlies. They have not covered against the Grizzlies all season. The Grizzlies just didn't play a great game last game. They had 19 turnovers, so they got to cut the turnovers down. They're averaging 116 points a game as a team in the playoffs. So they're scoring points. Got to play better defense than what they did in game four, and you have to take care of the basketball. You can't turn the basketball over almost 20 times in a playoff game and expect to win. And they turned the ball over 19 times and only lost by 1 point. I think they can take better care of the ball in tonight's game. They were 18-5 ATS for the last 23 games at home. So even in the games that they've lost at home, they've been covering the spread a lot. I like the Grizzlies in this game. I think John Morant's going to have a big game. He only had 11 points last game. They were led by Bane with 34 points. I look for Morant to have some big moments tonight, and I like the Memphis Grizzlies to close this series out. But 6 points, 6 points is a lot of points. Like I said, for a 1 point game last time. I'm going with the Grizzlies at the -6. I think the Grizzlies are going to win by probably, I'll say anywhere between 7 to 10 points. I just think the Grizzlies are going to come out fired up tonight at home to close this series out. And I just don't know if the Timberwolves are going to have that punch they need to answer. Over under 131 and a half. That's a lot of points, but if you look, they were over that by 9 points last time. I would lean toward the over the 231 and a half. And the last NBA game we have tonight is the New Orleans Pelicans at the Phoenix Suns. The Suns are 6.5 point favorites at home. They are minus 260 on the money line. Pelicans are plus 215 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 215. This series is tied 2-2. Uh, Devin Booker being out has definitely affected this series. Uh, Pelicans shot 42 free throws in game four, won the game 118 to 103. Brandon Ingram has been playing his ass off. Uh, I'm not going to lie, it wasn't like I was ever a big Ingram fan. It wasn't I didn't like him or anything like that. I thought he was a little overhyped. So he's starting to prove why he was so hyped. He really has developed. He's been killing in this first round of the playoffs. He's had 30 or more points the last 3 games. But the big thing in this game is again Devin Booker is rolled out for tonight. Uh, Pelicans are 14-6 ATS for the last 20 road games, so they've been covering on the road. That means they've been playing decent on the road. The Suns won 32 of their 41 home games during the regular season. So the Suns have been a tough team to beat at home in Phoenix. Chris Paul only had 4 points last game. That's going for the Suns to win, especially with Devin Booker being out again. Was already announced. Chris Paul can't score 4 points. He scored 4 points. He did have 11 assists. So, I mean, he was facilitating the ball. But with Booker being out, they need Paul to score more than 4 points. Uh, so far, these teams have split at home this series. Suns' defense has to step up. Their defense was not good at all in game 4. They allowed 69 points in the second half of that game. They were winning that game for a lot of the first half, and the second half just went to a stretch and fell apart. They are 15-7 ATS for the last 22 playoff games as a favorite. So again, like I said, Devin Booker's out. I think that's a big deal. I just think DeAndre Ayton got to step up. DeAndre Ayton had a good game last game. But Chris Paul only had 4 points, and he just couldn't hit big shots when they needed it. I like the Pelicans here. I think the Suns win this game tonight. I think it's going to be a 1 or 2 point game. This game is going to come down to the wire. And I like the Pelicans at the plus 6.5. All right, that's all the NBA playoff games for tonight. We'll move over and start going through the Major League Baseball games, and then then after we do that, I'll give out my picks of the day. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back, we'll jump into today's slate of Major League Baseball games. So see you guys back here in just a minute or two.
Get ready. This summer, the Arena League Sports is on ASAP Network. Tune in live on either the Tiki Live or Roku app, as well as your smart home TV.
All right, welcome back. All right, we'll jump into the Major League Baseball. Got quite a few baseball games today, and then we'll talk about my picks for the day. Just joining us. We just got done breaking down the NBA games for today. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Please go hit that like and subscribe button at the ASAP Network and at Gonzo's Sports Room on all platforms. We greatly appreciate it. All right, first game tonight in the Major League Baseball. Actually, it's 6:30 p.m. You have the Milwaukee Brewers at Pittsburgh Pirates. NL Central matchup. The Brewers are 1.5 run favorites in this game. They are minus 166 on the money line. Pittsburgh Pirates are plus 140 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 7.5. Got Woodruff on the mound for the Brewers. He is 2-1 on the season with a 4.30 ERA. For the Pirates, you're going to have Keller on the mound. He is 0-3 with a 6.23 ERA on the season. Pirates are 4-2 their last 6 games. Brewers are 10-7 on the season. This is going to be a good game. I like Woodruff. Woodruff being on the mound. I know he hasn't got off to a great start this season. Uh, and the Brewers have a little more offense than the Pirates do. So I like the Milwaukee Brewers here at the minus 166 money line. Next game we have will be the game I'm going to be watching tonight. As you have the Cincinnati Reds, or excuse me, the San Diego Padres at the Cincinnati Reds. Padres are 1.5 run favorites on the road. They're minus 180 on the money line. The Reds are plus 152 on the money line. Over under 7.5 runs. Uh, I'm a big Reds fan, and the Reds have just been flat terrible so far. Reds have the worst record in baseball. We've had injuries that hurt us. Plus, we traded away too much of our pitching. I don't know why we decided we needed to blow the team up as much as we did. Uh, Reds have lost 4 of their last 5 games. Uh, they didn't play well against San Diego in San Diego last week. Hopefully, they can play better here at home, in Cincinnati at home. They did finally get a win over the weekend to snap the 11-game losing streak. They got a win against the Cardinals. Uh, For the Padres, you got Musgrove on the mound. He's 2-0 with a 1.9 ERA. Padres are 10-7 on the season, so it's not like they've been playing lights out, but they've been playing good ball. They have an offense that's capable of going off on you and scoring runs and bunches if you let them get momentum. Reds have won 4 of their last, or have lost 4 of their last 5 games. Like I said, they have the worst record in baseball. Rookie Martin is going to be on the mound. He has 0-2 so far this season with a 7.11 ERA. I hate this. Like I said, I'm a diehard Reds fan, so I'm not going. This is not a game I'll put money on because I can't pick the Reds in this game. The Reds have just not been playing good ball. Uh, Padres had the Reds number last week. I know we're back to Cincinnati, but I don't see that changing too much in this game. So I'm going with the Padres in this game at the -180 on the money line. It would be my pick if I was going to give out this game as a pick. But I'm going to be sitting here rooting for the Reds. Hopefully they can get a victory. But I'm not going to get on here and say I'm picking Reds to win this game. So I wouldn't bet my money on it. And the next game we have is the Colorado Rockies against the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies are 1.5 run favorites. They're -166 on the money line. The Rockies are +140 on the money line. Over/under for this game is set at 8. You got Marquez on the mound for the Rockies. Eflin's on the mound for the Phillies. This is gonna be a good baseball game here. Over/under is at 8. I like the Phillies here at home. I like Colorado. I like what they are building a better team out there. They're just a better team at home than they are on the road. And Philly has some weapons. I like Philly here at the -166 on the money line. All right. Move on to the next game here. Next game we have tonight in the Major League Baseball is the Miami Marlins at the Washington Nationals. The Marlins are 1.5 run favorites on the road. They're -124 on the money line. The Nationals are +106 on the money line. Over/under for this game is set at 7. The Marlins are 7-8 on the season. Alcantara will be on the mound for the Marlins. He is 1-0 on the season with a 1.86 ERA. The Washington Nationals have not been playing great ball either. They are 6-12 on the season. They will have Gray on the mound. Gray is 2-1 with a 3.14 ERA. Washington Nationals pitching has really struggled this season. They have a team ERA of 5.41. So their pitching staff's averaging and giving up just a little under 6 runs a game. I like the Miami Marlins in this game. I think their offense is going to be able to get to Gray. I think Alcantara is going to be able to keep Washington at bay, or keep the Phillies at keep Washington at bay. I was right, keep Washington at bay. So I like the Marlins here on the money line at the -124. All right, next game is the Baltimore Orioles at the New York Yankees. The Orioles are 6-10 on the. Excuse me, ahead of myself. The Yankees are 1.5 run favorites at home. They're -290 on the money line. The Orioles are +235 5 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8. The Orioles are 6-10 on the season. They've won 3 of their last 5 games. We're going to have Lyles on the mound tonight. He's 1-1 with a 3.52 ERA. The Yankees are 10-6 on the season. They have won 5 of their last 6 games. We're going to have Severino on the mound tonight. He is 1-0 with a 2.08 ERA. The Yankees are just a better baseball team here, and they're playing better ball right now. I would lean toward the Yankees at minus 290, maybe if I was going to use that in a parlay or something. If I just wanted to bet on this game straight up, I would go with the Yankees at minus 1.5. And the over-under on this game is set at 8. I like the under the 8. Okay, next game is the Boston Red Sox at the Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays are 1.5 run favorites at home. Uh, 1.5 run favorites at home. They're minus 205 on the money line. The Red Sox are plus 172 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 7.5. The Red Sox are 7-9 on the season. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. Bogarts has been pounding the ball for the Red Sox. He's hit 350 so far in the season. You're going to have Pivetta on the mound for the Red Sox tonight. He is 0-3 with a 10.03 ERA so far on the season. Pivetta has not got off to a good start of the season at all. For the Blue Jays, they are 10-6 on the season. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, and Vlad Jr. has been playing phenomenal ball, pounding the ball. He's hitting 351 on the season so far. You're going to have Gosman on the mound for the Blue Jays. He's 1-1 on the season with a 2.89 ERA, 22 strikeouts, and 0 walks. Gosman has got off to a good start. Gosman's a solid pitcher. I've watched him pitch a lot in the National League when he was with the San Francisco Giants. And myself being a Reds fan, I got to see him a lot. So I like the Blue Jays in this game at the minus 205 on the money line. Okay, next game is the Kansas City Royals at the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox are 1.5 run favorites at home. They're minus 162 on the money line. The Royals are plus 136 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8.5. The Royals have lost 4, or they're 5-9 on the season. They've lost 4 straight. Their pitching has really been struggling so far early in the season, as they have a team ERA of 4.57. They're last in the AL Central. We're going to have Lynch on the mound for the Royals tonight. He is 1-1 on the season with a 5.40 ERA, and he has 9 strikeouts. The White Sox are 6-9 on the season. They haven't got off to a very good start either. They have lost 7 straight. They have people on the mound who is 1-1 with a 1.50 ERA. I like the White Sox in this game. I just think the White Sox are going to be able to get to the Royals pitching. I think the White Sox pitching will be not it's going to be great, but it'll be good. It's going to be enough. I like the White Sox there on the money line. Then you have the Chicago Cubs at the Atlanta. All right. Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, sound is. Take care of that real quick. All right. Next game is the Cubs at the Braves. All right. Just 1 second here. See if I can fix the sound is okay. All right. So next game was the Cubs against the Braves. Not, not sure what's going on with that. Hopefully that helps. If not, I'll try to fix it here in a minute. It's not something I can figure out right here in the middle. So check, check the thing real quick. Cubs versus the Braves. Cubs are 7-9 on the season. They've lost 5 of their last 6 games. Stroman is 0-2 with an 8.7 ERA. Suzuki for the Cubs has been pounding the ball, hit 354 on the season, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs, 17 hits. The Braves are 7-10 on the season. They've lost 3 of their last 4. The offense has been struggling for the Braves. They're hitting 231 as a team. And then pitching wise, they have an ERA of 4.59. So Braves pitching has not been great so far this season. Uh, Fried is 1-2 with a 3.50 ERA. He has 17 strikeouts. He's won. They have, and the Braves have won 4 of their last 5 games versus the Chicago Cubs. I like the Braves on the mound. I think Fried's going to start getting in a better groove. I like the Braves for this game at the minus 178 on the money line. Then we have the Detroit Tigers at the Minnesota Twins. The Tigers are 6-9 on the season. Excuse me. The Twins are 1.5 run favorites. They are minus 142 on the money line. The Tigers are plus 120 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 7 runs. The Tigers are 6-9 on the season. They will have Rodriguez on the mound tonight. He's 0-1 on the season with a 5.27 ERA. He has 12 strikeouts and 6 walks. Meadows for the Tigers has been hitting the ball. Been hitting well. He's batting 333 on the season. The rookie Torkelson's been starting to hit the ball well. The Tigers are 2-5 their last 7 games. The Twins are 8-8 on the season. They're first in AL Central. Paddock is 0-2 on the season with a 5.00 ERA. Twins are on a 4-game winning streak. I like the Twins in this game on the money line. I think the Twins are a better team than the Tigers. I think the Tigers are going to be better. I thought they were going to be better this year, and they still have a chance. It's early in the season. They just haven't been able to get the pitching together right now. I see Paddock pitching a better game tonight than what he's pitched his other 2 games in the season. So I'm gonna go with the Twins. I would lean for the Twins in this game on the money line. Next game is the New York Mets at the St. Louis Cardinals. The Mets are 1.5 run favorites on the road. They are minus 116 on the money line. The Cardinals are minus 102 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 7. The Mets are 12-5 on the season. The Mets got off to a great start. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. Fastest going to be on the mound for the Mets, coming off a rough start. He struggled. He struggled on the mound. The Mets are hitting 256 as a team. And they're averaging 5 runs per game. They are 9-3 straight up their last 12 games. The Cardinals are 9-5 on the season. They've won 2 of their last 3. They're hitting 239 as a team. They average 4 runs per game. They're 6-3 straight up their last 9. They're going to have Hicks on the mound, who made the first start of his career last week. The Cardinals have been strong offensively. Arenado's hit 364. This going to be a fun game to watch. I like the New York Mets in this game. The Mets, to me, are going to be a lot better this year than what they've been. They have a good enough pitching staff. I think they finally have the right offensive combination. So I like the Mets here on the money line. I would lean toward the under the 7. Next game we have is the Houston Astros at the Texas Rangers. Battle of Texas here. You have the Astros as a 1.5 run favorites on the road, minus 108 on the money line. Rangers are minus 108. Game's basically a pick 'em. Over-unders at 9.5. The Astros are 7-8 on the season. They're 1-4 over the last 5 games. Dorsey is Dorsey's on the mound for Houston. He's gave up 12 runs, 16 hits, 7 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 9 innings on the season. Astros are hitting 209 as a team, so that's 26 in MLB. They're just Astros, or excuse me. The Astros have just not been offensively have not been hitting the ball very good at all. They're 10-2 straight up the last 12 versus the Rangers. The Rangers are 5-10 on the season. They've won 3 of their last 4. Hearn is on the mound for the Rangers. He gave up 9 runs, 19 hits, and 10 innings. Opponents have been hit 367 off of Hearn. Rangers are 1-5 at home, and they're hitting 228 as a team. These are 2 teams that have been struggling. I like the Astros in this game. I trust Dorsey on the mound a little bit more than I do Hearn, even though Dorsey hasn't got off to a great start either. I think the Astros they have to get the bats going. They're not going to go all season without hitting the ball. So I'd go with the Astros on the money line for minus 108. Then we have the Cleveland Guardians against the Los Angeles Angels. The Angels are minus 1.5, or excuse me, they're 1.5 run favorites at home. They're minus 164 on the money line. Guardians are plus 138 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 7.5. Well, the Guardians are 7-8 on the season. They're hitting 264 as a team, 137 hits and 14 home runs. Jose Ramirez is batting 362. He has 4 home runs on the season. McKenzie's going to be on the mound for the Guardians. For the Angels, they've struggled offensively their last game versus Baltimore. Charleston hit the ball at 333 average with 4 home runs. You're going to have Sandoval on the mound tonight for the Angels. I like the Angels here in this game at the minus 164 on the money line. Then you have the Los Angeles Dodgers at the Arizona Diamondbacks. Dodgers are 1.5 run favorites on the road. They're minus 210 on the money line. Diamondbacks are plus 176 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 10. Dodgers are 11-4 on the season. They've won 3 of their last 5 games, and they are 10-2 straight up their last 12. This will be the 5th straight home game for the D-backs. They're 5-10 straight up their last 15 games. Gonsolin's on the mound for the Dodgers. That's going to be the difference in this game to me. Look, first is up against Davis. I lean toward the Dodgers here at minus 210. And then the last game of the night, you have the Oakland Athletics at the San Francisco Giants. Giants are 1.5 favorites, 1 favorites at home. They're minus 275 on the money line. The Athletics are plus 225 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 6.5. The Athletics are 9-8 on the season. They're third in the American League West. Jeffress is going to be on the mound for the Athletics. He is 4th starter of the season. He is 1-2. Pitched 15 innings, has 9 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1.17 ERA. So Jeffress, through 4 starts, has been pitching well. The Giants are 11-5 on the season. Second in the National League West. They've won 7 of their last 10. They're 4-2 at home. They allow under 3 runs per game. Second in Major League Baseball. We're going to have Rendon on the mound tonight. He was 2-0, 17 innings. He has 29 strikeouts, 6 walks. He has a 1.60 ERA. This is also his 4th start of the season. The only thing that kind of worries me a little bit, I like the Giants in this game, but the Athletics had yesterday off, for the Giants played yesterday and had to travel back to San Francisco. So that could fatigue become a factor, maybe, but I like the Giants here. Minus 275 on the money line is one I'd probably use in a parlay. But I'm comfortable here taking the Giants minus 1.5. I think the Giants win this game by more than, I think, at least by 2 runs. And I like the over this, or actually, I like the under the 6.5 in this game. This could very easily be a pitching duel. But I'll go with for the Giants minus 1.5, or play the Giants on the money line and maybe a parlay. All right, that is all the games for today. Before we get out of here, we'll get to my picks of the day. We'll start with my NBA picks. In the NBA playoffs tonight, I like the Atlanta Hawks plus 7 against the Heat. I like the Pelicans plus 6.5. Against the Phoenix Suns. I think the Suns win the game, but I think the Pelicans are going to cover. Same way with the Heat and Hawks. There's only one other NBA game, so I'm going to give out a pick for all 3 of them. We'll get back to further on that one of those. I'll take Memphis Grizzlies at the I'll take Memphis Grizzlies minus the 6. My NBA picks for tonight are in the 3 playoff games. I like the Hawks plus 7, Memphis Grizzlies minus 6, and the New Orleans Pelicans plus 6.5. In Major League Baseball, I like the Brewers money line, the Philadelphia Phillies money line. I'll take Miami Marlins money line, the Atlanta Braves money line, and the New York Mets money line. I like the Mets money line in Major League Baseball, the Atlanta Braves money line, the Miami Marlins money line, the Phillies money line, and the Brewers money line. So just to recap real quick, NBA picks for tonight. Atlanta Hawks +7, Memphis Grizzlies -6, and then Pelicans +6.5 against the Suns. In Major League Baseball, Brewers money line, Philadelphia Phillies money line, Miami Marlins money line, Atlanta Braves on the money line, and the New York Mets on the money line. That'd be my picks for today. Thank you guys for watching Easy Money, a sports betting show. Please go check out our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. We do a pro wrestling podcast. We do a sports talk show. Of course, we have this sports betting show. Please hit the like and the subscribe buttons, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. We'd appreciate all that. We got a big interview coming up with the independent wrestling promoter, JKO, Joey Owens, out of Indianapolis, Indiana. He'll be on with us live Friday. We're actually going to down to his building and doing the interview there at his place. So make sure you join us this Friday at 5 for that. Don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, right back here with Easy Money, a sports betting show. And then we're also live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo Sports and our Sports Talk Show. You can find both those shows in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. I still have a pro wrestling podcast, GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room. You can also find a video version of that on our YouTube page. We appreciate everybody watching. We will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, you guys can win some money tonight. I'm ready to watch some NBA and some Major League Baseball tonight. We will see you guys tomorrow. On tomorrow's show, we will be doing preview and predictions for the UFC Fight Night this Saturday. Make sure you join us tomorrow for the UFC predictions. Stay safe, and we will see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.